guys, and in the last video I was showing you your options for your Raspberry Pi computer. From the $10, £10 or €10 cheap budget to, hello tutor, to the mid-range setup that we ended up getting. In this video we're going to set that Raspberry Pi up for the first time, and we're also going to talk about the other equipment you might need and the other options you might have for those.
Let's get started.
Let's open it up. Whoa, that's pretty cool. This is the power pack that came with our kit. You see we have the plug here, a cool little switch, and then a USB-C connector here. Now this just connects into our Raspberry Pi if you want to plug that in. Just on that, this is a luxury, and so if we didn't have this we would have just used one of these. Now this is another USB C connector, and we have loads of these lying around the house. This particular one came from my brother's GoPro. Hopefully he'll be nice enough to let us use that. And so I can either plug this into our monitor, so like that, or I have loads of these lying around, you know, to charge our phones and whatnot, so you could just use one of them. So you could go Spartan or luxury. Just a quick note, the old Raspberry Pi and Raspberry Pi Zero take a different type of lead. So this is, I think, a micro USB-B cable, so then that would just go in here. And of course, we have these lying around our house. I think this one, oh, that's Spanish. This one says that it's Zuma Pets, so probably from to charge one of our toys. Okay, so we've got this plugged in. Do you understand why this is plugged in?
Yeah. Because it lets for electricity to make it work.
Yeah, because without the electricity it's not going to work. Now at the moment we've got our snazzy switch and it's not on at the moment, but when it does get turned on, our Raspberry Pi isn't going to know what to do. And so it needs instructions on what to do, and the instructions can come on this, and this is an SD card. Now this obviously has the instructions on it to tell the Raspberry Pi what to do. Now this one says 32 GB. Now that just means 32 gigabytes, and that's how much information you can have on our SD card. Incidentally, this one has something called Raspbian on it, and that's just the information on how this should work. And you can get these cheaper without the information on it, and at the end of this video or in another video, you know, depending on how long this video gets, I'll show you how you can get the information onto your SD card, because it is cheaper. Okay, so let's put our SD card in. Do you know, just pop that in. That goes on the other side, so if you turn it around, it goes in there. It's this way up, yeah. Pop it in like that. There we go. Oh, hi tutor. Often when I set up my Raspberry Pi, I set it up headless. By that I just mean it's not connected to a monitor, and often it doesn't have a keyboard or a mouse or anything. And so it just sits here like this, and I often access it with another computer. And I was going to show you guys how to do this at the end of this video, but it got too long, so I've done a separate video showing you guys how to set up your Raspberry Pi headless if that was something you were interested in. But because my sister wants it as her own little computer, like a desktop computer, the next thing we need to connect it up to is a monitor. To connect our Raspberry Pi to your monitor, you need a lead like this. So this is the one that came in our kit, and you can see it has two different ends here. So this end just gets plugged into your monitor, and the other end gets put into your Raspberry Pi here. I don't know if you can see that, just there. And amazingly, this Raspberry Pi has two spaces, so you can connect two monitors to it, which is pretty cool. Now just to confuse things, hi Tools, just to confuse things, hi. The other Raspberry Pis, Raspberry Pi Zero and our old Raspberry Pi, takes two different types to connect to your monitor. You can see there's two different sizes. This is the one for our old Pi. You can see that's the same as the side you plug into your monitor, so it's very simple, you know, it's the same on each side. So that just gets plugged into here, and then the other end obviously into the monitor. Now with the Raspberry Pi Zero, of course, it has yet another sized cable, and then you can just buy an adapter like the one that we've got here, so that will just go into there, and then I plug the other end in here, and then the other end of this goes into our monitor. Incidentally, you can just get leads like this that just have this on one side and then this sized plug on this side. Or you can just buy the adapter. I just remembered that my old Raspberry Pi was connected to a monitor that had to be connected using this sort of cable, and so we had to buy, well, instead of this sort of cable, so we had to buy this adapter. We have in our kit, we got a case, and then we got some, what would we get? We got some heat sinks and this dinky little fan. I mean, that's so cool. But these are just luxuries, so obviously we've got them so we can use them, but at the moment we're just going to not bother with them. So we've got, of course, our power connected, and we've got our monitor connected with our HDMI to HDMI just around the back here, and we've got our monitor turned on. And now the next thing we need is a mouse and a keyboard, and these didn't come with our pack, so we had to just find one. And I think the mouse works, but I'm not sure if the keyboard works, so we need to connect these up into our Raspberry Pi. Now we've got two USB 2 ports there, and then amazingly we've got two USB 3 ports, and I mean that's amazing. So I'm just going to save these for something fast, but I mean they'll work in there. So we're going to connect, but we're going to connect our mouse and our keyboard into our USB 2 ports. So I'm going to connect that in there. I'm going to connect the other one in the top one.
Oopsie.
There we go. And then let's turn on, should we turn on our Raspberry Pi? You can just press the little, flick the little switch there. There we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, something. Stop it. That's cool. Taking a while. I'm not sure if you can see the screen too well, but it's been a while since I've done this, but we're just going to follow the instructions and see what happens, because as I mentioned, it has been a while since I've last done this. So do you want to press next? Okay, set country is United Kingdom, time zone is London, that's fine. Use It says that the default password at the moment is Raspberry, and I don't want to change that at the second. We're just going to connect this up to our wide network. So this here is a network expander. So you don't have to do this, but we don't have to do this. But we just wanted to use a wide network, so we'll just connect it. Do you know how to connect that in here? Actually, it would have been easier to ask you to do that. Yeah, this one here. That one. There we go. I'm here in the office now, and This part of the video originally was to show you guys how to set up your Raspberry Pi headless, meaning with no monitor or mouse connected to it. But it did occur to me that not everyone would want to watch this, so I've decided to cut this out of this video and make a new video showing you guys how to do that. So if you want to connect up your Raspberry Pi headless, then go check that video out now. I've moved my little sister's Raspberry Pi setup onto the landing, and so we're just going to reset her password, and then I'm going to leave her to have a good play on her Raspberry Pi for a few days. Also, by the way, it is me filming, so yeah. The easiest way to change the password on your Raspberry Pi is my sister's going to be doing this, so if you click on the Raspberry in the corner, yep, click on it, and then go down to Preferences, and then Raspberry Pi Configuration, click on it. There we go. Okay, so you can see where my sister's mouse is, you can click Change Password, and then you can easily change your password there. But we like to dive a little bit deeper, so we're going to be using the shell to change the password. Let's do that. Do you want to press X? Okay, so if you want to click on this icon just here, yep, that should open the shell. There we go. So to change the password on the shell, you have to type in password. Now that's actually spelt P, so my sister's going to be typing this, so P-A-S-S-W-D, password. Now press enter. Okay, so it's asking us for the current password, which we all know is Raspberry. So if you want to type that in, enter. There we go. It's asking us for our new password. So we're going to reset, my sister's going to reset that later, but for now we're just going to change that to strawberry. I just wanted to quickly mention that when you type in your passwords, the characters don't show when you type them in, so don't be alarmed. I just wanted to mention because I got quite confused when I was younger. I presume it's just because of security reasons. Retype the new password. Your password has been updated successfully.
I'm stuck.
I've left my sister for the whole weekend on her Raspberry Pi,
I'm done.
and it looks like she's been doing quite a lot. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you been busy?
Yeah.
I can see you've changed the background there. What are you playing? What are you doing?
I'm doing this cabin game.
Ooh.
Ooh, I need to put him in the bubble.
Do you want to show us what else you've been doing on your Raspberry Pi?
1 second.
What have you been doing?
I've been playing this Minecraft. Oops. This there's here, which is the bedroom, as you can see. Window, canopy window.
What else have you been doing apart from Minecraft on your Raspberry Pi?
I've written this story, and I've also been on YouTube.
What else have you been like doing your homework and stuff on your Raspberry Pi?
Yeah, I've been searching it up.
That's cool.
While searching up how long Henry VIII's wives died. And
So-
I've also went on Bonner, but I kept dying.
You like your Raspberry Pi?
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
Is it awesome?
Yeah.
Well, now it's time for you guys to go away and play and do what my sister's been doing on her Raspberry Pi. Just lock yourselves away and play on your Raspberry Pi because is it fun?
Yeah, and I also found out what you have done in my house.
You're obsessed with your... I think we should leave it here and let everyone else go away and play on their Raspberry Pis.
No. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a good day. Bye.
Mhm.
Really naughty because
I'm still recording.
look what I found out.